Right, okay guys, we're back on Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. Don't know why I exaggerate that word, but anyway, yeah, so where are we? Well, we're basically, we found our mum, unconscious at the entrance to this cave under the Mono Concern base, whatever you'd say, headquarters. We've still not had any evidence that Mono Concern is in any way, shape or form evil, other than the fact that the characters believe they are. They've not done anything bad at all in any way, shape or form, so I don't know if that means anything, or if there's any significance in that, where it's all in the heads. I don't know, but so far it appears to be. And even the things they're doing don't seem to be that bad. They're restoring places, and you know, the worst we've got so far is they charge an admission fee to see museums or something that they've renovated. But anyway, that's them at their evilest apparently. But I think the character seems to, it's typical of them when they said that. I mean, it costs them money to restore something. Of course, they're going to charge an admission fee. You know, it's just unfathomable. Anyway, right. So where we're at? So basically, found your mum. I don't know. It seemed a bit. Basically, Jade. Was it Jade? Jade and Nora just turned into a pair of kids basically, and who just messing about. We used them as decoys to get through into the HQ, into the to get to this ruins entrance. They just basically became kids for this chapter. It was really bizarre. They've been relatively adult up until then, but this time they just basically turned into two kids. You know, it's really weird. I don't know, it was all a bit not Laszlo. Omar was trying to get us to... he said we couldn't carry out his plan if we didn't trust him. He wouldn't tell us anything about it. We just had to trust him. But we're the ones whose mum it is who's gone missing. We have the interest to get her safe. You're the one that needs to prove to us that we can trust you, because we know already who he is. So that was bizarre. So I didn't follow that. It's just the scripting seems to have gone a bit to pot in the past, this chapter especially, but maybe in the last one it started. But anyway, we went down the strength route, the power route this time. We've already sort of got all we need to make a choice. We can pick and choose which one we want to do in a minute in the, well, you'll see in a second. Here. In fact... yeah, we have those I'm sure we had that many. I'm sure we're about to get them when we do this. Because if we go back down here, we can't see. Well, I hope that's not a fault, because I'm sure we just got an extra 10 in there. Anyway, what have we got to do here? Oh no, we're down here. Is that where we are? Where are we? What is going on? I'm not sure what's going on here. Have I done something wrong? Confirm. I am. Oh, we got to pick one of these. Oh, right. I'm sure we just got the. All right, maybe we didn't. Okay. Well, anyway, we were going to go this route. I'm sure. Anyway, right. We're going to go this route. Truth, you did it. You'll no longer be the same as before, because of how much you've learned. Reveal the hard truth. All right. Well, what does he want us to do? Is it faulted? Confirm. I have no clue what's going on here. I'm going to go out and go back in and hope that... all right, end of chapter. I don't know what happened there. I think it faulted. I think because we went to the Act's overview, I think it didn't allow us to continue, I think. Because, we've got 12 power crystals, yeah. All right, so I think we saw a fault there. So anyway, we'll keep going. Be careful of that. All right, so now we get to make our choice, and we presumably can this time. So we can make a choice that we want. Or some... we drink some Red Bull. I don't normally go for Red Bull, but just, it's been one of those weeks. I'm topping up my energy. Goodness me. All right. Okay, so what if we... it's actually sugar-free Red Bull as well, so maybe that's defeating the point. I don't know. All right, so what have we got here? I think we're going to do the reveal the hard truth. I mentioned that a second ago. But we have got all options. Maybe, can I... Let's just see, can I save my slot here? So what I'm going to do is you probably won't notice, I'm just going to see if I can duplicate my save point, because maybe it's a good point to save it here. I don't think I'll ever do it, because I always like to keep at the decision you make. But I'll just go do that maybe, see if I can do it. Alright, you can't copy it, so you can delete it. Right, so we are going to, we'll just continue. We had to check anyway, I just thought it'd be a good place, but you know. Alright, so what have we got? We can, a collective win, bond. Yes, you're now ready to face the maze and be transformed. So we all, bond is about us all doing it together. Power, I am proud of your dedication to getting what you want and protecting your people. Reveal the hard truth. You did it. You'll no longer be the same as before because of how much you've learnt. I mean, Bond doesn't really appeal to me too much because it's always been middle of the road with Bond. You know, it's just been the normal solution. You know what I mean? It's like you do it together, everyone's happy. I guess that's the point. But power seems alright. I'm proud of your dedication to getting what you want and protecting your people. I mean, that's not bad, is it? But the truth, I feel like we're here to find the truth, aren't we? You know, you did it. You'll no longer be the same as before because of how much you've learnt. Reveal the hard truth. Let's go for it. Alright, new release here. We did it! I wonder if this is completing the game, I don't know. We leave through the same rooms as the same corridors. This time, though, they feel the void of danger. Why is that? It's not until we're near the Nairs that I dare to look at my mother. So why has everyone just left us alone? We broke in and would just let us walk out? The alarm was going off? Honestly, it started off pretty, I mean, it might be answered in a second, but nothing's making sense anymore. You know, things are just happening in this that just don't make sense now. Things did do at the start. You know, you thought something was implied, and you thought, oh, well, what if that's because of this? And it was. But now, I mean, we broke into one because we literally attacked one of the drones with the two kids. What's happened to them? Lara and Nora. Whatever, I think it's Lana. What's happened to them? Why has nothing happened to them? Why are we not concerned? I mean, we're the ones with the mono concern, it seems. I just don't get it. I don't understand this. This is making no sense. Maybe it'll become apparent. We'll find out. But I feel like we just left and said we left. There's no danger. They tackled the robot. The alarm was going. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
You have a lot of explaining to do.
Being lectured by my own daughter. Truly, how delightful.
Ursula, born March 27th, 1972, ex-mono concern employee, retired poet. Never married, mother of Polyhymnia Bouclair. Current partner Laszlo Kassar. Earned a PhD in dead languages in France. Moved to Athena to work with researchers at Oxyon Poetry and published a book on the topic. Joined Mono Concern briefly, where she met Marco Ricci. Left for undisclosed reasons, has been living at the Nards for decades, where she organises artist residencies. All right.
Don't start with the sarcasm. After everything we just did, you have no right.
A fair point. Although I must say, I didn't ask for your assistance.
What were you doing? Where were you? Why didn't you leave a note or a letter or something?
I don't have the answers you're looking for.
Wouldn't be the first time.
How can that possibly be true?
I need time. It has been a frightfully stressful day, and I need to sleep some things off. Please, darling. I'm tired. Let's go inside.
I mean, we found her unconscious at the bottom. I mean, why are we not asking questions about that? Why? She's not lying about that, at least. She looks terrible. Her eyes drifting lazily out of focus now and again. We literally found her unconscious in MK headquarters. Why are we not concerned for her well-being? Without another word, we set off towards home. There the atmosphere is morose, to say the least. I take the first opportunity to hightail it for our little reunion. Out of our little reunion. By the time I'm alone again, I feel the tug of reverie. There's no point resisting as much as I'd like to. Truth's headquarters. Within moments, the familiar fiend takes me, and I open my eyes to see truth before me.
So, you found your mother at last. Impressive. I'm sure you are simply thrilled to have her back.
Of course I am. I mean, she was never the easiest person to get on with, but I'm glad for Laszlo and Nora. The stress was killing them.
What's happened to Nora? I just don't get it. And even Laszlo, where's Laszlo? And me.
The time has come to track down our missing sibling. We will need them to pry glory from her little stronghold.
Need who?
Chaos.
Alright, okay.
And I'm sure the others have lingering questions as well on the subject of my shattering.
Alright, well there's Glory. We did know about Glory. They've been hinted at in the past and we saw the picture on the front of the box, wherever it is. One of the artworks in the game, I think. We move further into Reverie. During the other aspirations, there's an tremor. Goodness me, there's some typos in this as well. There's an tremor of anticipation in the air.
With the egregor you found, you're ready to enter Chaos's maze. Be brave. You will face many truths amongst those pathways, some exceedingly unpleasant.
I still want to know what's happened to Nora and what's happened to Lara. Where's Omar? Where's Laszlo? Where's everyone? What's going on? What's going on? Goodness me. It's like they've just thrown the plot out the window. I mean, the plot was quite spurious to start with, but it's just... I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I feel like it's fallen apart, this game, quite quickly. I'm speaking before I've even fully noticed my own intention.
I'm ready.
I am ready. What are we going to find? What's the point? I mean... I don't know. What's the point? What are we doing here now? We've helped our mum. Why are we here? We've got what we wanted. Why do we need to go to the middle of Chaos's thing? What's the point? Goodness. Alright. We've pleased a few of them. Forgot all about this. I don't even know what the point of it now is. I think if we managed to get to the end of one of them, we get some bonus. There's still a long way to go, isn't there, when you think about it? I felt like we'd almost completed the game, really, for all intents and purposes. But it seems like this whole mother chasing thing was just a nonsense, really. I don't quite know why 5 truth crystals. Alright, we've got mainly chaos ones, have we? So despite going for the truth bit, I don't know what would happen if we'd gone to power then. Or bond. Would have even been trying to get... I assume we would have tried to get glory back. I don't know. Alright, well, I don't think it matters what I can't do anything here. Alright, well, the game might start making sense. This looks nice at least. Interesting. That's quite nice. And there he is. Is that your mum? Well, we knew this, didn't we? We predicted it was them two having this relationship. Well, we already predicted this. It was pretty obvious. We already knew it, didn't we? We already knew that. Ursula's back home, which is different. Made changes coming to Teen Reverie, and I have no choice but to be part of it. I like the way he shrugged, though. He just said, yep. No nonsense. I mean, we knew that, though. We said it all along, didn't we, in the past ones? We said that it was going to be... It was obvious. It was spelt out to us, wasn't it? It said your mum was like chaos until she couldn't get back to him, and then she was trying to get back to him. I quite liked his little shrug at the end. It's a shame there's not more of those little full motion video bits, because I feel like it could do with a lot more of that. in these bits between chapters where you're running towards MK or you're doing things, just have a little bit of it. Just that length, that's all you need. And it's not that amazing, is it, the animation there? But it's nice. I feel like there could be more of those. All right, he didn't invite us in though. That was a weird thing. He's meant to invite us into his home, and he didn't do that. Apparently, you can't go in unless he invites you, unless we're special somehow. An opportunity to talk to Kes is something I can't afford to waste. They must be the most elusive and capricious of all the aspirations, even though we've interacted with them probably the most, or just as much.
Brava, dearie, brava. Fancy seeing you here.
You? And my mother?
What can I say? I'm a card.
The right card.
How? Why?
Why? Because we fell in love. As a matter of fact, she seduced me. I wanted to remain aloof, unattainable. But your mother, she has her ways. What, did you think I bewitched her? Cast an evil love spell? Oh no, dearie. Sorry to disappoint.
So why then? Why did you imprison truth?
To end the Age of Glory.
The painted face is eerie in its sudden stillness. So was Glory the one? Because he said they mentioned one that was, I don't know. I see it a bit early in it. They mentioned that someone was took over, I think, or something. Maybe it was Glory then. But I don't know why hiding truth would get rid of Glory. I don't know.
The others wouldn't exactly have approved of my methods, and without truth, they were blind to my little scheme.
We kind of inferred that he was behind this truth thing as well, because it was only him that could have done it. Chaos scares at me unblinkingly, their face blank. There's something in that gaze that reminds me of my mother. I mean, this is exactly why we knew that they were together, because they literally spelled out that your mum was very similar to Chaos, as I say, until she couldn't get back, and then that's when she went dedicated to something. She only lived for the day and stuff like that. It was quite clear. We said it all along, didn't we? So we're not surprised. A glance of calculating scrutiny reflected in a fun house mirror. If they expect me to turn away, they'll be disappointed.
Ursula chose me as the new reigning aspiration, but we were robbed of the chance to follow through.
Bit of a vested interest in that.
I'm afraid the glorious age of chaos is on the back burner at the moment. The priority now is simply to end Glory's reign. A mortal construct has its hooks in Glory, and deeply. One with which you are fast becoming familiar. Rhymes with phono sunburn.
I take a few minutes, smaller concern, yes. I don't know if that really rhymes with it. I take a few moments just to process this, to visualize the many implications and the interweaving paths I've seen crossing the Augrial. Chaos seems to be getting impatient with me. Alright, let's process this.
I'm sorry, was that too easy? Would you rather answer my riddles 3?
Absolutely not.
What do you call an aspiration without a Gregor?
No riddles, please.
The answer is desperate, Harmony. Desperate.
Well, we said this as well, that they need it right at the start as well, that they obviously need this egregor stuff. And they have a vested interest in us draining it from our planet. And whether our planet's good or bad, I don't know. But then, yeah, is Mono Concern really that bad? Because they're just trying to use it for their own thing to talk to us, I think. I don't know. It seems like the aspirations are possibly evil because they're draining our planet of this egregor stuff. But is that a bad thing? I don't know. How's it different than Mono Concern using it? Don't know. The rise going to paint street sockets.
Oh, would you look at the time? I really must be going. Toodles.
And what's happened to Bliss as well? And of course, your mum, she worked at Mono Concern and things. Maybe she was, I'd say, well, it sounded like they were against Reverie getting the egregor, and that's how it kind of, I don't know, your mum didn't seem to top it up anyway, did she? That's what seems to be happening. Got a long chapter here. Now, where are we now? Look at this. So you got the chaos of truth. Use chaos to depose glory. Cooperate with the aspirations. Chaos is where it's too dangerous. It could hurt your world. 25 bliss, truth, or power tokens. Right, so see, why is truth then with chaos if chaos destroyed her? Well, This is the separate one, is it? So, alright, so we either go that way or not. Also, I think Chaos and Truth I'm going with, really. I don't know. I mean, Truth's there, actually. Who's the one? Bond or Chaos? So Bond is on this side now. I don't know. Right, okay, so they split apart a bit. Might be Bliss a bit more involved this time. Alright, the battle begins. Is that where we're at? So we've just done that. Okay. In the Heart of Paper. Home, Sour Home. Oh, goodness me, look at this. This is a... well, it's not that big, really. We just got 3 choices, haven't we? We either go left, right, or middle. I mean, it's just... I mean, it's just a lot in individual parts. Well, we may as well start from the top. There's no point thinking about all this yet, because we don't know what any of it means. Ursula's back, for better or worse. Can we have some answers as to where everyone is, please? And as eccentric as they are, I'm glad I talked to Chaos. It helps me understand my mother a little better, but it's still a lot to take in. The nerds again. I returned from Reverie to find the Naiads divided. We all retired to our separate rooms for the night. No one spoke, not even say good night. I don't remember falling asleep. Why is everyone split up? I don't understand. It's just because we didn't pick Bond. Is that literally the only reason? I do remember the flash of reverie that flickered through my mind as I tossed and turned. I mean, if it's literally because we didn't pick Bond. But it doesn't make any sense. Unless he just has the power to just divide everyone. But then, how could he do that? When we weren't, I don't know. Impossible landscapes, incredible vistas, vivid surges of light glowing and refracting. A throne of sun-bleached bone, a shattered silhouette made whole. Isn't that power? A heartbeat. In the morning, I find Laszlo and Nora in the kitchen, no sign of Ursula. By which I mean Power's room, Power's stronger. It's the only one we've been to, though, other than Chaos's, I guess. Alright, Ursula's disappeared. That's great. She's run off already. We just let her run off. Great. Okay. Conditions. Relying heavily on others to find Ursula. So we can't do that one, can we? So that's the only one we can do. We can't actually do the other one. Rely most on your own skills to look for Ursula. I think did we do that? Yes, we can't do those. Right, so... Alright, well... Weird mood. Truth. You have experienced a change in paradigm. You have to get accustomed to it. Right, we'll have to do that. See what this means? No one speaks. No one, Laszlo, have barely touched the food they set out for breakfast. It's been out so long, it's cold and unappetizing now. Nurse hasn't come out of her room. Well, she's not disappeared. Well, she might have done, we don't know. I doubt it. 7 minutes pass in silence for the listless clink of silver and ceramic and the occasional vibration of Nora's phone. After a long sip of water, she clears her throat.
I feel so stupid.
Right, why is that?
So do I. But what else could we have done?
Why? Alright, hopefully this will be explained.
To be honest, Polly, it just reminds me of your mum going away when you were a kid. And even before that.
Is it because she just apparently wasn't really missing? She was just messing about?
When you were young, your mum always disappeared for a reason, and she'd always be back. With help, or money, or something useful.
Alright, so now we just think she didn't really disappear, she was just messing about and we just needed to wait. I don't think that's... Why do we feel stupid for that? We didn't know where she'd gone. And presumably this isn't a common thing these days, because we would, if it was, then we wouldn't be bothered.
I didn't bother to look for her back in the day. Knew she'd be back when she was ready. But this time... felt different. Made me nervous.
Why didn't you say, Laszlo? Why didn't you just say she does this all the time, or used to? Yeah. That was more unexpected, Laszlo to say in front of Nora. Despite her distress, she listens without interrupting. The silence makes Laszlo self-conscious.
Let's just try to eat.
We were right to worry, but now it's clear Ursula was on some kind of secret mission. One we interrupted. Was it? Is it? You found her unconscious in the... Oh, anyway, okay. Things are strange and more complex than we realised. Maybe we'd gone... down Omar's route. Omar's not here, is he? So is he just disappeared now? I don't know. Secret mission. Why did we interrupt it? How did we get Amona concerned? Why were we not arrested? What's going on? None of us have dared back knock on her doors. That's exactly what happened. Even now, no one has tried. It's clear she was some secret mission. Not really. And why do we have to feel bad about it? She's just had to tell us, I'll be back soon. Don't worry about it. That's all she had to do. We don't even know if she's here or if she's stuck back. Well, exactly. At least that is at least something I said. And like I've said, at least it's come back to that, which is something I mentioned previously, where usually you have these queries and they do seem to bear out, which in this case has happened. But the rest of it just seems so wacky. We don't know if she's here. She's snuck back to MKHQ. All right. So we can still go everywhere. Truth and Bond now we're kind of going with, really. We've still got Bliss. We need to find Honor, don't we? Like a second alternative there. I just wish we could find the pathways. Like how we could know to find that. You know, how we could see whether that opened or not. Because then we could aim for that. You know, we can't. It's just a bit... do we have any clue? We have no hint of it, what any of these are. All right. Stay with Laszlo. Ursula. Laszlo sure knows how to deal with Ursula. Spend time with Nora. She might have something important to say. Laszlo or Nora. Consequences confront Ursula. I'm going with Laszlo. I don't think we'd have any reason to spend time. I mean, you know, not to find out any. I mean, it's Laszlo who's got the information. He said that she's done all this before. I've been to this part of the Naiads before. Laszlo takes his coffee out the front door. He's repotting all of the Naiads' plants at the moment. See, this bit could be animated in some way. Just a little animation, just to see you walking out the room and Laszlo just tending some plants. I mean, it's this kind of bit that just could have a little animation like the rest of them. Or I guess, or maybe not this bit, but some bits, like some important key bits, like the bit where you make chaos. Just these little bits that just have a little animation, just to make it seem a bit more important. I look at him hunched over his work. The sharp smell of potting soil makes me wince.
Your mum's always been reckless in her way, but I thought she'd be wiser than this. I've known her for a long time now. Back when we first met, it felt like there was less to lose. We were both a lot younger, more selfish, more secretive. Almost feels like she's back in that mindset.
It makes me feel like a kid again. Helpless.
Laszlo sets down his trowel and picks up his coffee again, warming his hands on the mug as he stares down at the drink's rippling surface.
Your mother does need you, Polly. We all do.
What did I say? Like a kid again, helpless.
She probably can't believe we called you.
She probably thinks what she did is none of my concern.
Think you can figure out what happened?
I'm going to try.
It's so much weirder than I ever could imagine. Well, that's true. Chaos aspirations, the Orgriel. I'll figure it out somehow, I hope. I need to speak to your mum about her being Harmony, I think, because that seems to be the case. Alright. So we've got some, we've unveiled this one. See, it doesn't... I wish it told you. You know, you could see the link. I wish it did something so I could see what I'd done. Alright, so what's this? Try to empathise with Ursula. Right, so yeah, so you can see the ones you can pick. It's got these swirly bits around. It wasn't clear that at all before. Alright, well, we've got to do this, so let's have a look. I can't stand her silence anymore. Time to talk. I head to Ursula's door and knock a few times. No answer. I call her name. Weird how it's like a... Well, I guess we are in a public baths, aren't we? But it's, you know, it's just got a push bar to open type door. And curtains around. It's interesting.
What is it, Polyhymnia?
She knows how much I hate that name, but she always uses it. I knock again without replying. At least as she opens the door, she looks weary. I knock again without replying. At last she opens the door. She looks weary. Her eyes catch on a necklace around my neck. She makes a point of showing she's noticed it. She knows I know much more than I've let on. I thought she might shy away from it. Instead, she suggests we have a chat.
I'm sure you have so many questions. So many old wounds you'd like to reopen. I will tell the truth. My truth. Although, there are certain things I'd like to keep to myself.
For example, chaos?
Ah, so they told you. Not exactly surprising, but inconvenient. My love for chaos is indeed a forbidden topic. It's too fresh, too strong to put into words. You may be Reverie's new oracle, but you're still my daughter.
It feels so strange hearing that title in my mother's voice.
I suppose they told you about Gloria's little dalliance with Monoconcern, too.
Not sure. Have they sort of hinted at it?
How did you...
No? Oh, that started before I was cast out. Back then it was a minor issue, but now it is everything.
But no, I can't get distracted. I dropped my entire life on the mainland. My studies, my work, my friends. All to come looking for her. And now that I found her, my presence has barely registered. She hardly seems to care at all. This is why I left in the first place. Alright. Alright. So, inevitable. Alright, so you see there's no swirl there. There's a swirl there now. Yeah, look. Is there? There was a swirl. Where's the swirl gone? Oh my goodness. I just can't make out what you can and can't do in this game. I honestly can't. Unlocked by a hidden node. What is Ursula's endgame? Demand answers. Talk to Laszlo always gives me a boost of courage. I don't know how she feels. I should have talked to her, find out, mention Nora. Every now and again this one gets the flash on, but it disappeared a second ago. I don't understand why. It's back there now. There's definitely some... No one said the bugs in the game, but weirdnesses. So it says this is... Why has it got the swirl around it? I don't understand. Is it because it's locked? Alright, so it looks like these are all locked. Unlocked by Spentona. We can't do that, then it's locked. Unlocked by a hidden node. So we can't do that yet. Unlocked by a hidden node. So some nodes hidden. Unlocked by a hidden node. So we can only go here. It's strange how we can only go there though. Why can we only go there? I don't know. Unlocked by stay with Laszlo. Alright, well anyway, we can only go there. It's just weird, isn't it? The order of things, you know. So, I don't know. Anyway. Alright. I have to make Ursula be honest. Right, we have to do that. We've got no choice. Nowhere else to go. There's so much she's been hiding from us, from our own family. If she wants to gain our trust, she needs to let us in. I mean, I guess that does justify why there's something in following Omar, because she just hasn't included us in anything. She wants to move out, moving a muscle. Finally, she sighs and shrugs as to say, whatever pleases you. Alright. She points to the necklace.
After all, you're the only one I can tell the whole truth.
Alright. Alright, well, we're getting some things now. So, we still can't go anywhere down here. Locked by Saving Reverie. Locked by a hidden node. The beast with two heads. Well, we can't get down here yet, it looks like. We've got lots of stuff here. Discovery action. Well, it looks like you go down one of two sides, and then that one of those sides unlocks the middle path, presumably, I guess. I mean, essentially, we're wanting Bond and Chaos Crystals, I think. I mean, I guess Chaos now at least makes a bit more sense, because he was Ursula's lover, so we kind of are happy with that. Gain 10 Bond and Bliss Crystals. That's not a bad idea, is it? But, alright, well, anyway, we need to go down here. Ursula paved the path I am now taking. Strangely enough, Reverie is one of the few things we have in common.
Does your disappearance have anything to do with Reverie?
Ursula's Mars at the mention it, so they kicked her out. So I assume Chaos's plan fell apart somehow. They got rid of Truth. I don't know what's happened to Honor. I think Chaos, did he say he imprisoned her or something? But how it fell apart after that, I don't know.
Of course. I had a great deal of unfinished business there.
What if the other 3 just, or 4, kicked her out somehow?
And I loved being the Oracle. I loved it as much as I love being a poet.
Okay, the Oracle entry. Oracles, a caste of Oxygen women with a strong connection to their dreams. They were tasked with conversing with us and predicting the future of their people. With a few born each generation, oracles were messages between Brittle and Reverie. After the Oxygens disappeared, the knowledge was lost, and our conversation with humans became sparse and hazy. Oracles still exist today, but without the proper rituals and structures, the link between our worlds has never been fully reforged. Need the necklaces. Which is... yeah, okay.
I'm glad someone can understand now.
I've never seen her so nostalgic. Alright, so... conditions. Learn the secret by reading her missing poem. I think that's locked though, isn't it? I don't think we did that. Alright, so that's something. So there's a few little bits that we didn't see. So what do we want? Probably want chaos really, don't we? Let's face it. I think we want the chaos ones. So we need to have 3 chaos crystals. Bond's not bad having as well, because if we have Bond, he helps towards the chaos total. Alright. Why did it all end? Gain a Bond crystal. Do you wish to compare yourself to your predecessor? I know she didn't leave on purpose. Why? That's a good question. Does she have regrets? Well, we have to do 2 of these. I think let's just find what this one is. I'm quite happy to... why she left. My mother starts to laugh. It's not a sound I'm used to hearing, to be honest.
No need to beat around the bush. They must have told you I was cast out. Chaos and I broke their rules and made quite a mess in our effort to go undetected.
They caught you?
We were reckless. At the time, most of the aspirations also liked glory. They didn't approve of me growing apart from her and from the heart. They had no suspicions about MK at all.
So one of them, I think took over where the heart was, I think. And that must have been glory, I guess. Because I'm sure it said one of them took over running the place. Right, so we can't do that. Alright, so we go for Bond or Power. Have a Bond crystal. Have a Truth crystal. Have a Bliss crystal. Have a Power crystal. What's going on here? So she can rely on you. I don't know who she is. Possibly your mum. Show her her flaws. Admits her plan was good. Forgive Ursula. Show she can rely on you. Have a Power crystal. Have a Bliss crystal. We haven't got a Bliss crystal yet. Have a Truth crystal. Have a Bond crystal. Forgive her. I don't know what to... well, I don't know. Have 2 Chaos crystals. Have a Bliss crystal. Go straight down the middle with Chaos. We need to get that one. We need... well, I don't know what we need really. Do we need... what do we need? I don't know. Hard to be able to predict what we need at the moment, to be honest with you. I'm not quite sure. I think we... Power crystal. Well, Bond and Chaos are intertwined here. Have a Bond crystal. You lose it, forgive her. Weird, isn't it? How you lose the bond crystal by forgiving her. That seems, I'm not sure that makes sense. We either want a power crystal or a bond crystal. I have 2 chaos ones. Have a bond. Where do we get this bliss crystal? We don't seem to be able to do it. So we want basically a power or a bond crystal. What do we want? Do we want to forgive Ursula? Or do we want to show she can rely on us? That's that. I think that's where it's come down to here. Basically. That unlocks there as well, does it? Oh, I don't know. I can't even think over that one over there. Do we forgive her or do we show she can rely on us? I think I'm willing to go for this one. So I go for the power route, I think. What's this? Everyone living with other people has them. Regrets. But hers must be something to hear. Do you wish to compare yourself to your priestess? What kind of oracle was she? Regrets. I think we kind of know we're regrets, let's face it. Mrs. Chaos, you know what I mean? But looks like we can't ask how she feels. Maybe we should have started how something else before. What's wrong with Glory? Okay, power. Let's go with power. I'm happy to go with that one. It seems need to find out what's wrong with Glory as well. The gaze things on the necklace.
I found the pendant while I was researching the Oxyons.
Okay.
I think someone, the previous oracle, intended for me to find it. Reverie had only been without an oracle for a short time.
When was this?
Oh, years ago, before you were born. Glory was the heart then.
Okay,
I
yep.
knew I had to replace her, but I harbored no misgivings about her at the time.
Okay, so yeah, we did say at the start there was one of them that had taken over.
So what happened?
So it's like Chaos and your mum teamed up to try and overthrow Glory, so they had to get rid of Truth to do it. And then they got rid of Glory, but then something happened. I don't know what happened after that point.
My opinion changed because of how she dealt with monoconcern. And Reverie itself changed my perception of the world.
I still don't really understand why monoconcern is such a problem. Such a concern.
I wanted Chaos to be the new heart. No oracle had ever chosen them, not one.
Okay, didn't I had to replace. Okay, not necessarily. You had to just replace with someone else.
They were all too cautious.
Unlike you.
Well, she's very similar to Chaos, wasn't she? Apparently.
Indeed. Chaos has the power to change the very fabric of our world. Radically.
Alright, quite interesting. Just going back to the Augury before, when I was looking at all the different options, it's adding up a bit. You know, I can gauge where I want to go, what I want to see and do, in a way which I didn't feel like I had much control previously, but maybe I'm understanding it a bit more now. All right, she wanted Chaos to take over because she likes his agenda. See now here, there's no yellow spinny thing in any of them. Can I go to that one? What happens if I go to that one? This is what I don't get. You know, when you just don't, I just don't get it. Can I go to this one? It's just what I just don't get it. Can I go to this? And if I do, is it a bad thing? This note is inevitable. This note is inevitable. It's not inevitable. I don't get. That's what really frustrates me. It's not inevitable. Do I want to go straight to here? Or can I go here? If I go there, is that bad? I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't know whether it's bad to go here or not. does it stop me going there if I do that one? All right, I can't do that. I can't do it. Okay. It just seems to be still available. Why is it? Just make it like this so I can't go to it. All right. I'll go for the big question. Are you? Go on. What's wrong with Glory? Okay. Well, we wanted to find that out. It makes perfect sense to find that out. I haven't had the opportunity to get to know Glory yet, but Ursula has. She knows more about this situation than I do.
We were friends. Then MK showed up, and I tried to warn her that their motives were suspect.
So presumably MK, using their egregor or whatever, they made their own oracles, didn't they, somehow? So they were able to commune with Glory. Is that what happened?
She didn't listen. When I reached out to her for support, she ignored me. If she had done something, I would probably still be the Oracle today.
But what did MK do? Maybe there is something they've done bad, but it's nothing, you know, maybe they nicked all the egregor or something like that. But there's been nothing really to imply of any problems at the moment, really, other than, you know.
But she never liked me disagreeing with her.
Sounds familiar.
She let them condemn me and Chaos.
She chuckles.
I confess, I thought you'd be less professional here, Polyhymnia. I'm glad you're taking your role as Oracle so seriously.
All right. Okay. Saving Reverie. See that one's crossed this out. All right. Well, okay, fair enough. But why is that still highlighted? So irritates me. She suddenly looks at me with sadness. Saving Reverie. Lock 2 nodes. Okay, let's do it. Ursula tells me that when she was the Oracle, she eventually spent more time in Reverie than in Brittle. She believed that helping aspirations cooperate and encouraging them to act on humanity was the best way forward.
For a while, I intended to return to Reverie to make amends, to ask them to forgive me. When I was cast out, I felt like I had lost everything, and that never quite faded away.
I can imagine it'd be quite difficult to, especially when you lovers there and all sorts. It would be a life you just lost. Right, so she said she wanted it for a while. She was trying to get to, but I thought she was. That's what the impression we got previously. She was trying to get back. Looks like that changed.
But right now, Reverie needs to be saved. MK has tightened its hold on Reverie. I'm worried about Glory.
In what way? So we don't understand how that's happened.
And yes, I did want to be reunited with Chaos. That, I acknowledge, may sound silly to you, but it isn't to me. I'm not asking you to understand or even to respect it.
All right. Okay. So that's unlocked some shenanigans down here. We can't go there. It did something. What's to do with that, I think. Alright. Okay. Alright, so down here, I guess. So, I think when I got the purple one, does that mean we have to do that one? I wish it was just a bit more explained, you know. It's... Alright. But, you know. But then... So the yellow ones means we have the choice of going there. The purple means we have to do it. I think. Unlocked by Saving Reverie. I assume... Is that called Saving Reverie as well? Maybe it's not. Alright. Let's explain her plan. Ursula takes a long breath. She tells me she's going to explain what happened in more detail.
You have questions, of course. And I expect you've received some information you hardly know how to handle.
I'm assuming MK got to Reverie somehow and took on a Glory hostage. I'm assuming that's what happened. Or locked her away or did something, I don't know.
I will explain in greater detail, but I ask that you don't interrupt me for the time being.
I nod. This is familiar territory. We went over the "don't interrupt me" directive often enough while I was growing up.
Shortly before I was made to leave Reverie, MK managed to locate an access point to Reverie.
All right, that's what I said, basically.
At the time, I had no clue how they had done it.
Well, they used those... who was it now? Is it the Oxians, does it just say? Basically, MK were trying to get, I think, the Oxians back or something. There was some people, it was a bit... It didn't quite add up. The precedents, I think that was them, wasn't it? They were trying to create precedents. Yeah, the President's programs for long-lasting, far-reaching development of Monaco's cognitive development. Programs intended to be the next step in human case evolution, freedom of mind's limitations, selecting based on strict criteria. Precedents are explorers of the mind guided by Monaco's newest technology. They are employed to delve deep into the human mind and reach further into the dreams than ever before, where much remains unexplored. The Earth has been mapped and space has been conquered. Now it's time to look within. So they've got these people to get through to Reverie. That's why I think.
Glory didn't see an issue. Quite the contrary, in fact. She had brought so much progress to humanity, she thought the two worlds merging was the natural next step. So, she began to help them. Glory acted as the most potent influencing tool you can imagine. She made people want more, always more. She predicted the future and swayed their dreams.
My discussion with Chaos is starting to make more sense.
I already hated MK. They were turning Athena into some kind of grotesque amusement park. It was all about expensive products, new technologies, influence, and appearances. They raised the cost of everything, while their employees struggled to survive on minimum wage. And now, they own half of Athena. They have direct control of entertainment and advertisements, so we are under their thumb.
There's a bit more of an explanation as to why they're a problem. Because they control everything. He did kind of say they controlled everything. But I think the fact that they were, as I say, getting loads of money, not paying people much money. I mean, it's still something. It's not quite the thing to make something evil. It's just, you know, I don't know. It doesn't... I don't know. Anyway, all right.
People give them money, labor, opportunity. All MK offers in return is an illusion. Monoconcern sells them a dream at an impossible price. That they can one day reach the life they aspire to. A life filled with leisure and success. A life where they will be wanted. A life with meaning and purpose. But in reality, this success is only to be enjoyed by a few. The rest of us are condemned to inadequacy. Condemned to work and push forward, only to realize we'll never be enough. Never reach the dream dangling like a carrot on a stick, because it does not exist.
Talk about inadequacy. The speech is most my mother has deigned to speak to me in years.
And now MK cannot be stopped. I know they corrupted Glory. And while Glory is in power, people cannot outgrow that dream. Aspirations send dreams to people. They inspire goals. People won't stop yearning for more while Glory reigns. And now, she is little more than MK's puppet.
Alright, so she doesn't like Glory because people are always wanting more or to get better, but they can't. But then but that's good. You don't want people to just be lounging about. I must admit, I think in the way it's presented, I can see that, you know, it might not sound you know, this Monacoson ruling over everyone and not paying them, you know, earning loads of money and not dishing it out as much. But that's, you know, it's kind of the way it is, you know, frequently in life, you know what I mean? You just are companies that make lots of money. If they hand it out to everyone, I mean, no one's, you know, everyone's just going to lounge about getting free money. And this at least makes people, the glory is making people here want to achieve more. Maybe the problem is actually that they're not complaining at the fact that they don't get paid much because they feel that they can still achieve something. And they're being exploited as a result. Maybe that's what it's trying to say. They're kind of being exploited by this false hope and to put up with the harsh treatment. I think that's what it's trying to say, actually, which is a bit more of a better point, but certainly not what she was kind of explaining. She just sort of said, oh, these people are not getting paid much and Monacoson gets loads of money. What she's trying, you know, and what she's trying to say is they're just being they're putting up with rubbish because they expect to achieve as a result of it, and that's the problem. And I think that's a better way of communicating what I was trying to say, and that makes more sense, and I can understand that that's the problem because they're deluded. But I don't necessarily think that, if you don't, it's wrong to dream of achieving something. I don't think that's a bad idea. So I'm assuming that's what she's trying to say, that it's more of a coercion. But that's not what she said, so we'll see. I'm not convinced that it's a problem, really, but I'm assuming it's a problem, and it's actually what I said. Now, unlocked by any hidden node. So we have to go up this road anyway. Alright, so we have to go up this road. So we go left and then go up the right. Right, so we can't do that one, so we have to do this way. Demand answers. No, I'm going to let her go with that. Let her go with all that. We deserve to know. Alright, so we just unlocked a different way of doing it. So basically that's what would have happened if we'd gone this way. It would have unlocked this one. And we would have gone up that route as well anyway. Alright, so it's a bit of a convoluted way of doing the same thing. I'm fuming. My heart is pounding my chest.
Why did you leave without any explanation? You hid so much from all of us.
I mean, it's a good point. Or as we said before, all she had to do is just say, I'm just going away, and maybe a month, 2 months. Don't worry about me. That's all she had to say, so let's find out if we get an adequate answer.
And when we found you, did you resent our help that much?
I told you, I did not intend to come back. You think I went to trade with the enemy on a whim?
I think you did what you felt was necessary. I think that's always the excuse.
So why did she say not? 'Cause I don't think she really said she wasn't going to come back. I don't get that impression.
But this time, something must have been different. What changed?
I didn't get the impression she said she wasn't going to come back. I didn't hear her say that. She might have said that. She wants to reunite with Chaos. She didn't really say she wasn't going to come back. I can't see any. She didn't say. She didn't say that, so she didn't say that. She might have done in one of the nodes, but not in the ones we went to. I told you I did not intend to come back. Nope, no you didn't. Not that I could see anyway, and I looked at it relatively meticulously. With relative meticulousness, maybe. Alright, well anyway, so what's up with MK? Okay, I think this is now the question we need to know, isn't it? We don't really know what the problem is, but we can assume that they're using these... Can we get the codex up? Why can't we get the codex up? I can't get the codex up, that's great. Alright. If for some reason I can't get the codex up on this screen, why can't I do that? But there's those people who, what they were called, that MK was making to presumably get in contact with the world. Yeah, with Reverie. Alright. So why are those two flashing up there? Does that mean we can't go down this route? Is that what that's telling us, that we can't actually go down that route? Maybe we would have got a bliss crystal going that way, but I don't think it would have done because we didn't get a finger going that way. I think that's what it's telling us. I can't remember if there was a bliss crystal up here. Maybe there was. But I think what it's I think that's telling us we can't go that way. It's not possible because those two are like that, I think. Alright, so MK, spill the beans. So it's precious, firm, resolute.
I left to stop them.
Right, so she left to stop them. I thought she said she was kicked out. Or did you mean you left? No, you left to go... Right, okay. That's where you were when we found you.
I wanted to use their technology to return to Reverie for good.
Okay, so this is where she tells us she didn't mean to return. So it's ahead of where she said she'd already told us. So it's writing's a bit poor there, I think.
And to break the connection they fostered with Glory.
So the note after, the one where she told us that she was not going to come back, is the one where she tells us that. So it's a bit poor, that. All right, so we kind of worked that out. So she wanted to use their program that they were making, that they were doing, that they'd already got.
Did you find any leads?
Whoop, God, I've pressed 2 buttons at once. It was the. So she wanted to become a president or finance technology, basically. She scowls not necessarily at me, just at the world in general, the usual.
I did not have enough time. I need not remind you of the interruption.
So she was in the process of becoming one of those presidents. She was in the middle of doing that, was she, when we found her? If you just told us that you'd be back or may not be back, or just told us that you'd gone. Mind, if she told us she disappeared, wasn't coming back, then clearly. But she just needs to say she might be some time. I don't know actually. Fair enough. If she wasn't coming back, I can understand a bit more why she didn't leave a note.
But I'm quite certain of MK's involvement. Their courtship of Reverie must end. The partnership with Glory has already given too much power to Monoconcern.
Alright. So I don't think we can go there. Can we go there? What about Jade? It doesn't say it's locked. Can we do that node? I want to click on it, but it doesn't say we can't do it. Yeah, we can't do it. Why is it not locked? When I click on it there, why does it not have the lock symbol on it so I know we can't do it? Does it think I can make sense of all this other nonsense? I mean, it's just have a lock symbol on it. It's all you need. Don't make me click on it again. It's just, you know, when you want to make sure you do the right decision, you want to know for sure that pressing on something is not going to do something you don't want to do. Right, so it looks like we end up going this way. Right, so what does that mean? Timer 3 turns. I don't know what the red crosses mean. Let's just... Alright. Ursula's getting annoyed. Alright, we got to go this way. We can't do any of the others. I don't think. Can we do that one? It's got a timer on it. 4 turns. Alright, so we have to go here. I think. Yeah. Alright.
Yes. They managed to reach out to Glory, thanks to a substance and some people. Part of Atina's population has always been able to see the future. It was a gift from the aspirations to our island. This ability is enhanced by a substance called egregor.
She nods at the flash of recognition that crosses my face. We kind of worked that out there, didn't we? It's pretty obvious.
MK found out. They modified egregor to make it even more potent. And they started conducting tests on people to see if they would respond to it.
Alright, well, we already worked that out as well, a long time ago.
These subjects, the
Prescience, yes.
became vessels.
We already knew that.
They could speak Glory's words to MK. This has been going on for a few years. And as a result, MK's power has grown.
Vessels could speak Glory's words to MK.
How do you stop a company that receives help from a god?
Power said they're not gods. Because gods can be invented and inventions can be destroyed. That was his words.
You can't.
So I guess that's not really out though. They're better, more than gods, he was implying, so. Right, so you can't then. So what are you trying to do then? Because you've just told us that's what you're trying to do. I can understand cynicism after what she experienced, but she's trying to stop them herself, so now she's telling us you can't stop them. But I don't think the aspirations are gods. Well, Power told us they weren't gods. Right, so we can do this now. 3 turns, 2 turns. 1, 2. Gain a bliss crystal. Supposed to meet new people. What about Jade? But these two don't have much in common. Mention Nora's brochures. She received these documents about MK's program. What on earth? Mention his brochures? What is she talking about? Why would I mention Nora's brochures? Can't remember what those are, but why would I just talk about some nonsense? I assume there's not, but Alright, so that's got term of 2 turns. Term of 3 turns. So we have to do both of these. Although that could be a turn there. Revoke what about Jade? So if I go there, it revokes that. She received these documents from MK's program. What about Jade? I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know where. Going this way. Lose the Chaos Crystal. That unlocks the sense a bit then. Oh dear. Have a truth crystal. So we... Trust isn't built on lies. Right, so I think that's saying it's unlocked. Okay. I have 2 chaos crystals. Have a power crystal. We don't want to lose that chaos crystal there. The last straw. We've got so much time before she gets tired. Let's lose a chaos crystal. 2 turns. Can I do all 3 of these? Why does that... Why does that get blocked? Alright, let's just do that. I don't quite get it. I don't know whether we can do all 3 or not. I tell us about the brochure Nora received and how she discussed overtures from MK with me and then with Jade, who warned her off in no uncertain terms. Ursula remained silent for a while.
Do not underestimate the amount of data MK has on the residents of Athena. It would follow that they use this data to select targets and appeal to them accordingly.
I hope they'll leave her alone.
Could Nora be a prescient? Is that why they tried to get her to work there? Okay, because they offered her a job, didn't they? At the very start. Okay, so that must be what this is about. Alright. I won't say it out loud. I'm afraid she'll be mad if I reveal what might be a risky secret. Ursula doesn't say anything anymore. Ursula doesn't say anything more. The silence between us stretches on. She seems to expect something from me. Alright, so we got something along those lines. Time 2 turns, time 1. So we have to do this one. Ursula knew about the prescience and the egregor.
I knew that MK had begun to communicate with Glory, but it would be some time before I understood how. Athena's prescients are usually unable to communicate directly with aspirations. They can only do so because of MK's modified egregor.
So what about this necklace you've got? Is that what that basically is? That must be the modified egregor if you're saying that they can't do it.
And for quite a while, I had no idea such a substance existed.
So this necklace must contain something, which explains the colour of it. It's news to me too.
This new egregor. What does modified mean here?
In all honesty, I still don't know. It's more potent, that's for sure. Concentrated.
Why are you not asking a question about your necklace?
It appears to have had an effect on Glory. She was never one for solitude.
Oh
But
dear.
now, she's locked herself away in that pyramid of hers.
Andy Warhol.
Or something's trapped her there.
When I met Jade, she mentioned medical tests, MK and egregor, and I could guess what they'd been up to.
I thought Jade was acting like a kid when we last saw her. Why? Now she's all seriousness again with all the things she knew about. Surely it would be Omar that would know more than this with all his secret nonsense.
But that's the extent of my knowledge. I have been trying to return to Reverie for the past 20 years.
I mean, who was it that told us all about the whatever they're called, the oracles? The program that MK's got on. Was it Jade? Maybe it was her. I can't remember now.
I knew that it was in danger, that it needed me, and now that I could communicate with it again. I cooperated with MK, hoping to find a way to return to Reverie and to free Glory from their grasp. I know how it sounds. I can hear myself, and I'm not proud.
She pauses for a moment, hands wringing themselves around one another.
After several weeks, I realized how wrong I was.
Prescience, that's what I was thinking of.
The prescience. The modified egregor was doing something to them. So I decided to escape to Reverie. From there, I thought I could...
She intends to stay there with Chaos, leave us all behind, live a magical life, eternal love with her beloved aspiration. She doesn't finish a sentence, instead she simply waves her hand through the air in my general direction.
I was so close to success when you interrupted.
How are you going to get there? What with? Was it egregor? What were you doing there? I don't get it. This modified egregor, what were you doing? There's a note in her voice that rings of pain and sorrow and missed opportunities. She's wounded and I won't attack now. I won't attack ever. Why not? She was going to abandon everyone that loved her other than Chaos. So that's time one turn. So we can go there. Gain a Chaos Crystal. So if we go there, does that cancel that? If we do go there, though, we do get the extra Chaos Crystal. Ursula's getting annoyed. And under this face, she's about to put an end to this discussion. The last straw. I've only got so much time before she gets tired of this. So we have a Chaos Crystal. We need 2 for there, though. Have her Truth Crystal. I mean, does that become inactive? Alright, so if we want to do this bit, we need 2 Chaos Crystals. The rain misses the clouds, no idea what that means. How was Reverie before? So the only way to get to that, I think, is to go that way. That gains us a Chaos Crystal. We need 3 Chaos Crystals for that. So we don't want to lose that one there. How do we gain another one? I have 2 Chaos Crystals. We gain one from there. But we need 2 for that. There's no way to get 2 that we currently have. We have to be able to get that one. And go that way. We have to be able to do that. What's the other? Where's it pointing to? I can't tell. There. Unless there was a route that we would have got a Chaos Crystal that we don't know about. I mean, it's possible. Well, if we lose that Chaos Crystal, you know, I don't know whether that becomes blocked if that's impossible once we wait an extra turn. We've got one Chaos Crystal. At the moment, there's no way to get a second one. I don't think. The 3 Chaos Crystals. I mean, we might have missed a way to get the extra Chaos Crystal then, really. But if we go that way, that blocks off that way. It doesn't say it blocks off that way if we go there. But I can't see the point. I don't know why. It's a net neutral, isn't it, basically? If that is the case, we still end up with the same number of Chaos Crystals. Alright, we'll have to do this then. We'll just have to do it and see. As far as I know, we have to do that. I think that's telling us... Yeah, alright. Let's just do it. I don't think we've got a choice. If we want to try and get 3 Chaos Crystals or whatever. Tell us about my first impression of Jade.
After hearing Nora gush about her so much, I expected her to be different, I guess. She's so tired.
You don't understand. She's taken on an enormous task. It's exhausting to fight such injustice, especially for one so young. Every time we met, she looked more and more fatigued. Her mental health was suffering. Some of her friends enrolled in a medical program meant to provide assistance to lower-income residents. MK targeting the vulnerable, in other words. They came back badly hurt, and it raised questions Jade could not ignore.
That's what's going on. Every time she looked more and more fatigued, mental health was suffering. So my friends enrolled in a medical program meant to provide assistance to low-income families. MK targeted the vulnerable, in other words. They came back badly hurt. He raised questions. Oh, okay, so they were doing some weird things with them. Maybe trying to see if they were, or whatever they were called. I forgot what they're called now. Those Oracle substitutes. Keep forgetting the names of them.
Jade has more than one reason to be depressed.
So that sounds reasonable, to think that MK are doing something negative to people. But again, all it's been before all Ursula's talked to us is them just potentially spying on people, and that's about it. You know, it's just not really much else at all. Not hard facts. Jade hasn't even told us about this.
Nora's very fond of her.
I'm not surprised. It's good that the two of them have been able to connect.
Alright, so does that mean we can't do that one now? So we can't do it now. So it wasn't fully explained. It's implied, but it wasn't explained. Alright, so we have to go through this one. So we lose the Chaos Crystal, annoyingly. But there's nothing we could do. There was no way for us to get to. So we just wouldn't be able to do that. That node, as far as I can see at the moment. Let's go down this way anyway. That's annoying, isn't it? Ursula's clearly got untied of my question. Won't meet my eyes. She keeps flexing her hands and fingers, almost as though her joints hurt. Without a word, she stands up and starts pacing around the pool, hands clasped behind her back. Usually she gets very still when she's deep in thought. It's rare for her to have to walk off. I wonder what she's trying to process. I try to keep my cool and wait for her to come back. Alright. We got some answers then. Why does it unlock that one? No, I guess you could have got this way before, couldn't you? Yeah, so we determined that, didn't we? Alright. Before that, it would unlock the other one. Had we gone down this route first? Ursula sits down next to me and lets out a sigh. A long sigh.
I will apologize to all of you. I'm sorry, Polyhymnia.
We've heard Polyhymnia before. I think, no, I know what it was. It was on Only Connect, that quiz show. One of the teams was called the Polyhymnians. That's where I've heard it before. I don't know what it means. Can't remember. Multi-songs or something like that. Hymns.
Yes, I was being selfish. And the plan was absurd. But it almost worked. And if it had, this whole island would be rid of MK by now. You would all have been better off. For me, it was a one-way ticket to Reverie. But what is one life when you're acting for the benefit of thousands?
Yeah, you're acting for the benefit of your own. You wanted to be with the person you loved. I know Force Villa before. I would have lost my mother for good if her plan had succeeded. We look at each other for moments, not in opposition or agreement. We simply observe one of it. It's almost surreal.
Now, we have other matters to discuss.
All right. I mean, this is the first time the game is making a bit of sense. I can tell what's going on. I mean, obviously, it is quite fantastical. But all before, all MK's involvement was meant to be bad, but for no real reason. I don't know. Some of it still doesn't make any sense. There's still lots of unanswered questions, like why has Nora not been arrested and things like this. All right. The beast is 2 heads. Ursula finally opens up, but now what? My step towards redemption. All right. Well, we had to save in Reverie. So if we had have gone down that route, would we not have got this unlocked? I don't know. No, that would have done it, wouldn't we? Then would have had to gone that way. It would have still been locked, I guess. We'd have to go this route. Okay. I guess we could have got a chaos crystal from this. If we had that unlocked, that would have given us the extra chaos crystal we needed. And that's why we couldn't get it, which is a shame. But at least we know now about the ordering of these. So we probably could have just done that. But anyway, it didn't really matter, I don't think. She would have got annoyed and nothing different would have happened there, I don't think. It was just the difference between getting the bliss crystal and the chaos crystal, but the chaos crystal made no difference. It didn't matter that we lost it. Because we won't have enough anyway. It was the only way we could have got an extra chaos crystal. By going that route or whatever. Whichever route it was, I can't remember now. Alright, anyway. So let's do this. Tell us about the situation in Reverie.
The other aspirations are worried about Glory. They can't reach her at all.
They're right to worry. I don't know what MK's modified egregor is doing to her, but she's likely not in good shape. No matter what you'll do next, Polyhymnia, I must warn you, I aim to continue with my plan. I want Glory deposed, and I want MK out of Reverie.
I mean, in theory, all she has to do is just go back and do it again. I mean, literally, that's all she has to do, because she was there, presumably, with no problems. No one knew she was doing anything bad. They let her walk out again. She worked there, I believe. She could just walk back in and just do what she was doing again. I don't get the problem. For the first time since the beginning of this conversation, I can hear the aspiration whispering at the back of my mind. Go back to Reverie, are we? No, maybe not. Alright, so we've got loads unlocked now. So basically, well, we can't do the chaos route unless that gives us chaos. I mean, it should tell us if it does. Well, we're going to it anyway, aren't we? So we can't do this one because we don't have 2 chaos crystals. We just can't do it. We have no way to gain them. We don't probably want to go down the bond route. Yeah, keep a feel something on my arm. I don't know what it is. I'm being attacked by mosquitoes or something. Alright, so what have we got? Right, so we probably, let's see, Ursula smells defiantly. So we want to go down the bond route, really. Bond and bliss. Because when we go to the act overview, we're aiming for this one here. Use chaos to dispose glory, cooperate the aspirations. So we're trying to go down that route. That's the way we're going for it, really. In which case, some bond is there as well. So for once, we're going along with bond. Although I'm not, overconvinced fight. So in order to do that, we need to get a bond crystal. So actually getting that bliss crystal wasn't too bad in the end. So we can't lose that bliss crystal. So we could go that way, gain a bond crystal, lose the power. So let's open that one. I think we looked at that one before. Show she can rely on you. I think we want to head down that route, actually. Gain a bliss crystal, lose a truth. We could do that. Admit her plan was good. Forgive Ursula. Alright. Pity for the selfish. Not Ursula and Jay's relationship. Have a power crystal. I followed Power's advice. I know how Ursula was. Scornful reaction. Pity for the selfish. One truth crystal. Have a bond crystal. I'm not against going down this route. Admit upon forgive Ursula. Show she can rely on you. I want to go down that one. Show she can rely on you, I think. So in that case we have to do these ones here. I don't think it matters which we pick really, to be honest with you. I assume that these two only unlock here by doing these two here. I assume. Do these block off these ones though? If we do both of these, does that block off those? Can we do all 4 of them? You can't do that one. Could do that one. Have a bliss crystal, have a power crystal. We've got both of those. Pity for the selfish. I know about Ursula and Jade's relationship. I followed Power's advice and know Ursula was. A scornful reaction. Let's do the bliss. We've not done a bliss one for 8. Maybe we have to do both. I don't know. Let's just do this one. See what happens. So we've gone to see bliss. We've not seen bliss for ages. Let's do it. This is the first time we've seen her base. Bliss tucks her gamepad into one of her voluminous pockets and cocks her head to one side, thinking. So Bliss's unbreakable egg. The world of Bliss lies under a protective shell. Only this untouched space can she retain her innocence and joy, or so she says. The egg, so ignorance is bliss, isn't it? So the egg of first appeared in the void of the first age of reverie, a shot from the storm of roaring nightmares of old. Bliss was born there from the first dream of Hearth. Okay, it's Hearth. Well, it's not half of a capital, so it's not another aspiration. With the help of the first oracle, Bliss expanded the egg significantly since then, adding more and more gadgets inside and protective devices outside. So she's just inside playing games all the time.
I understand. I'd have been gutted to be cut out of Reverie. I mean, it's much more fun here, and Ursula loved us. But she didn't think about us. We starved without an oracle to bring us a Gregor. And no Gregor means we're half the aspirations we used to be, Sprout.
So without an oracle to bring us a Gregor. Why is she called Sprout?
It sucks, though. I feel sorry for her.
I'm sure she's the one we should be calling Sprout. Alright, we're just learning more about Bliss. This isn't surprised to hear this.
Do you think I have no self-awareness? I know I was selfish, but I felt like I had lost everything. I didn't think I'd refuse to let go of my ties to Reverie, but I did.
I didn't think I refused to let go of my ties to Reverie, but I did. Okay. I couldn't quite understand that. Right, so I don't know if we're going to do 2 of these. Power, we could do the power one. Trust isn't built on lies. We've already done to the truth place. We've already been to Power's place, but we can't do bonds. Let's go to this one. Because then, if we do go to that one, it... no, Ursula was. Power's advice. Maybe we can do all of them. Let's just do it. See what happens. Truth's Buried Temple. Despite the usual icy aloofness, Truth seems vulnerable. The stares piercing as though they're trying to compensate for what they can't see.
Be careful with her, Harmony. Your mother is a human playing God. She and Chaos threaten the very balance of Reverie.
And now look at us. Uneven. Discordant.
I forgive Chaos for imprisoning me. It is their nature.
But to see how little our former oracle has changed, it saddens me.
Maybe when Truth gets these weird vein things on the face. If it's when they're upset or something. Ursula's surprised by Truth's reaction. She smiles a little. I don't tell her that Truth sounds a bit intimidated.
Truth is certainly hoping you don't turn out to be a copy of your mother.
I don't think we need to worry about that. Alright, so does that cancel off the one so we can't go to strength? We still can. It still needs one to unlock. Alright, so you either do... Well, I don't know. We don't have the bond crystal, we can't do that one. We have to do this one. So at this point you must have to be able to do 2 of them. Maybe you can do all of them, but in that case we can't. Power radiates a sense of stony hauteur.
Your mother thought she was stronger than all of us. She could have looked for a new oracle to help us. Instead, she refused to accept her fate, and she sought her own solution to our problem. Very presumptuous of her.
Alright. Nurse asks me what I'm hearing. When I repeat it to her, she laughs.
Easy to say for someone who banished me from Reverie on the basis of some obscure celestial inhibition. There was nothing actually preventing me from being with Chaos. The aspirations just didn't think a human was good enough.
Weird how she's aged, isn't she? I wonder if she didn't age on Reverie. Don't know, I guess she was back and forth maybe, I don't really know. Alright, so we couldn't have done this one even if we wanted, because we planned it out anyway. We didn't go the bond route, so we have to do one of these. I don't want to lose... Right. So we can do that one. We can't do that one, so we have to do one of these 2. I'm going to go down the bond route. So in which case we can't lose... If we go down this one, we can't do that one, because we lose... lose the power crystal. Yeah, sorry, we can't do this one, because we lose the bliss crystal. We do have a bond crystal. Gain a bond crystal. Yeah, so yes. Lose the bliss crystal. Yes, we have to do this one basically, because if we do that one, we gain a truth crystal, which means we have to do that one, which is Ursula smells defiantly. Ursula's a powerful spirit, but that needed to be proven your worth. That need to be proven your worth. Ursula's a powerful spirit that needs to be proven your worth. That makes no sense. Ursula's a powerful spirit that need to be proven your worth. It should be you need to be proved. Your worth needs to be proven. I don't know. Regret is a path she hardly treads, but you can show her the direction. This tells me, okay, so you gain a trust, she'll let you on moments. Yeah, so we needed a pair. We couldn't have done that one than what we did. Well, we want to get the bond crystals. We're going down the bond route, so we can't lose the bliss crystal because we can't do that one. If we do it, we need the bond crystal to do that bit. This is a powerful spirit. I quite like that look of that one though. I feel like in theory I want to go down that route really. This smells defiantly. This takes my hand. Alright, well we're going down this route. I think we know what we want to do. Let's just do this one. Shoshi rely on you. I think that sounds good as well. I like that idea. I've tried appealing to her, I've tried pleading, I've tried questioning, now I'm getting mad.
You could have told us. We could have helped. I always thought you were too proud. And now I know I was right.
Ursula smiles. She seems happy I'm challenging her a bit.
Fair enough, my dear. Fair enough.
I can feel my heart beat slow a little, my brow cool.
Can you at least rely on us now?
She nods. I can tell she's a bit shaken.
I was not expecting anyone to look for me, to be honest.
Why not? Well, I guess Lazo just let her off the hook before. Could have helped. Fair enough, my dear, fair enough. It's interesting the way she's... I think it's working. You know, the conversation sounds genuine with Ursula, what she's saying, I think.
You all know how I can be.
I do. I just wish I knew her better. Alright. Okay, so we've don't want. I think that's what we wanted. We wanted to do that Shoshigarani. We did actually want that one. So we're happy with that. That's what we wanted her to do. I feel like it was anyway. Admit her plan was good, forgive her. So I wasn't really interested in forgiving her. Admitting her plan was good. Alright, Ursula ends the conversation. You had your fun, Polly, but your time is up. So I have to do that one now. Whatever vulnerability the magic exposed seems to disappear as Ursula regains her usual level of strict composure.
At least my time at MK HQ gave me an idea of what to do next. I'm not ready to share it yet. We'll discuss it tomorrow.
Okay. You just go back. You literally just go back and do it again. There's no reason for you not to do that as far as I can tell.
After what you did, I'm certain MK knows we're onto them.
I mean, that is one possible explanation as to why they've just let Nora and Lara, whatever she's called, go, so they can monitor what's going on, follow them. They know they can lead them into something. We just did not mention that at all, which is the odd thing. MK knows we're onto them. I guess that is a slight explanation as to why we can't just go back. It's just weird. It's just not been mentioned. None of this has been mentioned till now, you know. Anyway, all right, we know now, I guess.
Get ready, Polyhymnia. You probably won't need to keep your secrets much longer. We're going to need all the help we can muster.
All right, so we might expose ourselves soon in the sense of the aspiration. Not in any other sense, I don't think. All right, so we can't do that one. Can't do it. We haven't got a truth. We haven't got a power crystal because we lost it with that decision. Can't do this one. We got no chaos one, so we're gonna have to do this one. You missed all the important things. You should have chosen my way. So that is actually a reaction to what he's saying now. She knows who she's up against and she's won. Whoa, looks like she's finally coming to her senses. Bond will be happy. Okay, so we bonded with her, so that's why Bond's happy. Don't know why Bliss is kind of with it. I'm not sure. Just doing it for the sake of it, I think. Bliss. The thing with Bliss in this game is it's not really I've not really ever felt like Bliss has really had any kind of purpose. You know, it's when, you know, I don't know. It seems to be the one aspiration that has been the weakest of actually sort of being relevant to what they are. Like Chaos is just here and now, and you know, likes Ursula and stuff like that. And Power just wants things to be done in a direct arrow towards doing it. Truth is obviously truthful. But Bliss, I don't know what's Bliss got to do with this. Ignorance, you know. Don't know. I guess it's a feeling of bliss, maybe. We were happy, maybe. I guess. But it doesn't... Yeah, maybe. It just seems a bit more spurious than the others. You could argue that we're happy in all of it, you know. Or, I don't know. Maybe. Don't know. Not quite as clear. Maybe not quite as clear cut, but I guess... Probably going to be quite linked with Bond, I guess. So, okay, happy, maybe. All right. We'll go with it. Not as convinced as that than with the others. Suddenly Ursula looks weary. The conversation seems to have exhausted her. She slips her hand into mine, squeezing hard. Is that a tear glistening in the corner of her eye?
I'm sorry.
Your skin's a lot darker than hers. I wonder if you're actually Chaos's daughter. You ever know who your dad was? I feel like she's finally allowed herself to let her guard down. Wonder if we are Chaos's daughter, you know.
I suppose the Orgrill told you how to give me the courage to be vulnerable.
Well, I'd love to find out, but I can't actually bring it up.
I could hold it against you. It's rather manipulative.
So, how to give me the courage to be vulnerable. To let other people in, I guess, maybe. Rely on others.
But I've never really opened up to you, have I?
Mind you, she would say that with whatever we've done, I think. The node is, I don't think changes based on what we've picked before.
I'm glad you're still trying to understand me, even though I don't deserve it.
It's a good question. Is this different based on the choices we picked before? Yes, it is actually, isn't it? Of course it is, because we've picked one of the options at the end. Yes, of course. I was thinking it was the middle one that we just did before. Yeah, forget what I said there. All right. 'Cause Of 2 chaos crystals, yeah. So we just couldn't get to the chaos bits, which is frustrating, but because now you don't deserve to know what it is perfectly balanced. Alright. So the fact that we didn't read that secret poem ages ago has stopped us doing the chaos route here, which is a shame. I feel like the chaos one's a bit more interesting. Or not down the correct path, if that makes sense, down the alternate path. Alright. New Horizons. This is the beginning of a much broader quest. So we've got your mum on our side now, it looks like. Or our mum. Your mum? Yeah. Ursula stands up. Our mum.
You've set foot on a cosmic path, but you've only just begun. And now you know you have an enemy to face to preserve Reverie and Brittle. How you accomplish this is up to you alone. I have my own ideas about how to proceed. I'd like us to work together. But again, that's up to you.
Whose compass is up to you alone. We did do bonds, so presumably we're going to go with your mum. She walks me to the door. I'm not sure what to think. Alright, so I think that's it, I think. Yeah, so just, I suppose Yoga told you how to give me the courage to be vulnerable. Sure she can rely on you. Yeah, I guess it's just being vulnerable by having someone to rely on. Alright, well, I think that's it. So we kind of made some progress. Bit of a funny one. It's making sense in a way. I mean, it's missed out a lot of things. Like, again, like Nora, how did she get out? Why was she not arrested? Why is she not, and Jade, what's happened to her? They both jumped on that thing. I guess you could have technically implied that MK let her go so they could spy on them and know where they're going. But it still seems a bit spurious. But it's made a bit of sense. We've got through it. We got the outcome we wanted, other than the chaos one, but we couldn't do it because we weren't able to get the extra crystal from presumably here, which is a shame. But that was based on something ages ago that we, but it's the way it goes. It wasn't obvious that was what would happen. But there we are. So unfortunately we missed out the chaos bit, but we technically are still going down the chaos route eventually because we're siding with Bond, which will let us go this way. So, yeah. Alright, okay guys, so we enjoyed that one. I'll see you for I think this is part 5, so part 6 I guess. Was this part 7? I have no idea, I forget what we're up to. I think this is part 5, so part 6, I assume. Bye for now.